There is something really big that is happening in the charts, that is happening in the cryptocurrency market, because if we take a look, we are seeing the cryptocurrency market is continuing to dip down, and we are headed down to at least a little bit. And the reason for this, I will be getting to in this video. Why is the market red? Why is it heading down? There's a whole bunch of reasons why, and I'm gonna have to show you. We have the Fed coming to speak on Monday. We have crypto fear and greed. We have Ukraine potentially about to be invaded by Russia. We have the CPI inflation dating going up. There is a whole bunch of things that we need to talk about on this video that is extremely important that you need to watch to the end, because you cannot miss anything that I have in store for you in this video. But before we get into the video, make sure you smash up the like button to an all-time high like you've never smashed it up before. Blow up the comment section and make sure to check out the Patreon, the most profitable crypto trading community in the world, where you can talk to me on the phone, you can message me, we can go over your current portfolio. We put out alerts for new coins, fair launches, where people are making crazy gains like you've never heard before. Go ahead and check out the Patreon. We have a whole bunch of stuff in my video description. Make sure you follow all of my socials. And we're gonna go ahead and dive straight into the video. So first and foremost, primarily, what we are seeing is a dip in the crypto market. And if we take a look, most cryptocurrencies, and if we just take literally a chart that looks at the whole crypto market by looking at Ethereum, what we see is from the top, where just literally a couple days ago, a day ago, we have come down 11%. So we have come down 11%, which is just a normal healthy bull pullback. And if I show you, if I zoom out on the charts, you see many pullbacks on the way up. So pullbacks are healthy, but this pullback right here might actually potentially move us down a bit further from our current drop already. And the reason for this, personally, is just my opinion, it's not financial advice, is because there's a whole bunch of negative catalysts that people are anticipating, and that's causing this little bit of sell-off. And we're going to be getting into each one in literally just a few seconds. That's why when we go to CoinMarketCap, we are seeing cryptocurrencies 5% down, some 6%, some 10% today. Look at that, XRP down 10%. A lot of cryptocurrencies are down significantly, I guess. Taking a look at all these cryptocurrencies because of these catalysts. And the first thing is, look, the Fed is going to be speaking on Monday. Could the Fed convene a surprise meeting to hike interest rates? So the Fed is speaking potentially on Monday, and they are speaking and potentially could speak about hiking interest rates, which would actually help out inflation, to combat inflation. And that would be one of the tools that they would use to combat inflation. So people are expecting this to happen. If this were to happen, which may or may not happen, this could certainly push cryptos down and push the whole stock market down, because raising interest rates is just not a very good thing for the economy, but it's something that, I guess, in their eyes must need to be done. So that's one thing. People are anticipating a potential non-event. People are anticipating something that may or may not happen, and they are fearful for it, as we see it over and over again. And a lot of times these days where people are actually fearing and are wanting or thinking that it's going to crash, those are actually the days where they turn green and bounce up. Because, we have a lot of times where it's buy the rumor, sell the news, where there's some really good news, some really good rumors out there that on this specific day, this is going to happen. So there's a pump leading up to it. And on that specific day is when people sell. The opposite happens for negative news events sometimes too. So sell the rumor, buy the news type of event. I don't know. But that's one of the primary things that's happening. So we're going to go ahead and get into some more of these catalysts, but let me show you this. This is called I Trust Capital. It's literally a crypto retirement account. But let me tell you about this before we dive into the rest of the content. This is just absolutely incredible information. If you want to be able to trade cryptocurrencies tax-free, go to I Trust Capital. The link is in my video description. But in I Trust Capital, you can literally trade cryptocurrencies tax-free. And there are no fees. And if you deposit, literally, if you make the minimum deposit, they will send you $100 in Bitcoin for free. But they use Coinbase Holdings to do all of their trading. So like pretty much most of the cryptos you have on Coinbase, they have here that are tradable, but you can literally come here and trade cryptocurrencies tax-free for years and not have to pay capital gains. Go ahead and check it out in my video description. But let's go ahead and actually get into what's also happening. So we see crypto fear and greed. We are kind of in a neutral area, neutral territory. And as we see, we are starting to recover from the fearful sentiment of investors, which pushes prices down, to more of a greedy sentiment. And that's the type of sentiment and recovery that we need to see sentimentally to show us that a recovery and big pumps are underway. Now, we are also seeing this. Ukraine-Russia crisis, Biden, Putin to speak as White House says credible prospect of imminent Russian invasion. So there is news. There is rumors that Russia is going to be invading Ukraine, and in a possible scenario, if Russia were to do this, this would probably push down the crypto market, the stock market. It may crash it. I don't know. Those are also possible fears that are adding on top of already the FUD that's already happening. And then we also had literally the CPI reading from just a couple of days ago, which was not very good. So inflation is continuing to rise week after week, month after month, day after day, second after second. And that is not a good thing. That's certainly not a good thing. But this is why cryptocurrencies were made, so that our financial freedom, our financial stability, our financial power is protected and hedged against things like inflation. And that is a really good reason to invest in cryptocurrencies, because while the US dollar is collapsing day after day, cryptocurrencies are appreciating in value year over year consistently. So that's another reason why we invest in cryptocurrencies. But let me go ahead and let's get back into the charts. Let's see what's actually happening. So what I am thinking, as I can show you on these indicators here, this is one of my favorite indicators. This is called the BSI indicator. And generally it is fairly accurate. So what we are seeing right now on the BSIs, we are starting to see a bearish signal here, a bearish cross in the 4-hour time frame. Very important to understand. The 4-hour time frame is a longer time frame, which means 4 hours is composed into each and every one of these candlesticks. And whenever the charts, a whole bunch of indicators create this technical indicator that I am showing you, whenever this all comes together, it creates these signals. And a lot of times when the 4-hour becomes bearish, or become bearish in the 4-hour, there is generally, most of the time, a pretty significant pullback. We saw a little pullback here, which may be the case here. But if we take a look, a lot of these previous bearish signals, as we saw, were major corrections. Look at this, from the top to the bottom right here. We are seeing, look, a 35% downwards move, and again another 4-hour cross, we are getting another 30% move or so. So this is just something you want to be careful of. And what I personally am doing is I am trading the volatility. When things flip bearish, I pull out, I watch very carefully for a bounce, some type of recovery structure, which we have previously seen over here, which we did call out buy alerts in the Patreon over here, and all the way up as we are getting into big profits with some of these positions. But when things flip bearish, ladies and gentlemen, you just have to keep your eye out. That's what I do in the Patreon. I let you guys know what's happening at all times, when to buy, when to sell. And we are seeing on the 4-hour for Ethereum and Bitcoin, the BSI flipping bearish, which means there could be a potential bigger correction underway, especially with all of the FUD that we've been talking about above. So that's what is actually happening. And the likely scenario, in my opinion, is we're going to have to probably come down to this level of support, which from our current area, ladies and gentlemen, our current area is potentially about a 10% to 11% move to the downside before we head up. But if the FUD gets really bad, we could certainly blow past these support levels and see bigger correction and maybe further even drop. So that's certainly possible, but the market is bullish, but we are having a little bearish pullback, which could change at any second to become very bullish. At any second, some type of news or something could happen where we could take off. We have the Super Bowl coming out this weekend, and there's going to be a lot of crypto commercials on the Super Bowl. So maybe that will hype up the crypto market. That would be really cool to see. Maybe some awesome commercial out there will hype up the crypto market. We will have to see, but as far as everything else is concerned, we're basically trading sideways. We pumped up a lot. We're just getting a healthy pullback, which is normal. But we could also, keeping it real with you, see a further pullback or a correction, which is completely honest, completely realistic. But it's also completely realistic that we could actually see a crazy pump at any second too. So that is my current analysis in the market, and that's where I think we are headed. And all of this analysis, all this information is pertinent if you hold Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, any cryptocurrency in the top 100. Most of these cryptocurrencies are going to be relevant to this video, and even some smaller coins than that. So if you guys got anything out of the video, give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and I will see you all later. Have a great one.